algorithm or your subscription to my channel hand delivered this video to you, this is your sign that it's time for you to get started. Now, I don't know what you've been thinking about, working on, delaying, procrastinating on, but I do know that if you watch today's video, it'll help you not only get started, but also staying motivated, achieving your goals, and all of this without burnout. If you're new here, I'm Kathleen, your conscious lifestyle bestie. If you're not new, welcome back to the Conscious and Chic YouTube channel, which is all about leveling up your lifestyle. And I think you'll feel right at home. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, get comfortable, do all the YouTube things. I will love you a long, long time. And without any further ado, let's jump into today's video. One thing that I want to make really clear to start this video is that I'm approaching this with like the two sides of the same coin. On one end, I really want to push you and give you a reality check and some tough love. But on the other end, I also want you to feel like I'm your friend and I want what's best for you and I love you. And so when you're listening to these tips, grab a notebook, write things down, and take it as it coming from somebody who really has your best interest at heart. First thing you want to do is get clear on what you want. This step is so crucial. If you don't know what the target is, you are going to miss it every single time. So best way to figure out what you want is to really sit with yourself and think about it. Acknowledge that something needs to change, that you've gotten to a crossroads and now you want to start something new or you want to change something in your life. Also spending time with God and seeking God as to what needs to change, what does it need to look like, what do I need to start if you haven't gotten that yet. Some people watching me right now, you already know what you want to start. You know what the project is, you know what the end goal is, so you are miles ahead already to get started, and I'm really excited for you because you're gonna get there. But if you don't know that yet, that's okay. Just take the time to figure that out and make a decision. Once you decide what that is, connect with the why. Why do you want to do this? Why does it matter to you? And it can't be something superficial like I just want to make money. That is not going to drive you. That is not going to be enough to keep you going and consistent if you don't feel like it. It's not going to keep you disciplined if you're not in the mood. I did a video all about being disciplined and consistent. I will go ahead and link it for you to check it out after this video. And you'll see just how crucial it is for you to have a strong why, whether it's freedom or it's taking care of a sick loved one or it's fill in the blank. Whatever it is, it just has to have really deep meaning for you in order to keep you going when things get hard. Step number 2 is address what's holding you back. It could be set in your past. It could be a past experience. It could be you dealing with perfectionism that comes from a situation in your past, how you grew up. It could also come from beliefs that you have about yourself or beliefs that you have about the thing that you want to do, again, set in the past. Or it could be something in the future, some obstacle that you foresee or something that you think you won't be good at or a challenge that you'll face and you don't think you'll be able to overcome it. And what you need to do is write all those things down. I recommend you journal, whether it's step 1 or step 2, journal through it and determine in advance how you're going to overcome that thing. Now, for past things, you might want to talk to someone, maybe go to therapy or continue to journal through it to realize that you can't let your past hold you back. You have to move into your future, into your destiny. And if it's something in the future, you have to understand that sometimes the obstacles and the challenges that we see for the future might never happen. Because when you think about it, they're not even real. Like, they haven't happened yet, so they're not real. And by you giving them so much importance, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy to where it's almost more likely that it's gonna happen now because you keep thinking about it, but it's not actually real. Now, if it's like industry information that you've received and things that are really more like tangible and facts, then I would say, again, I already mentioned it, but I'm gonna say it again, it's already predetermined how you're going to overcome those things. Maybe you need to do some research or you need to talk to someone who's more seasoned, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in this video, but you want to predetermine, okay, if there is a recession, how am I going to address that? If there is a barrier to entry in that industry because I don't have the proper education, how am I going to overcome that? And so it will help give you a little bit more confidence and more tools so that when it does happen, if it happens, big if it happens, then you'll already feel a little bit more equipped because you thought about it in advance. Step number 3 is do your research. In no way am I telling you to jump head first by telling you to start today. You want to do your research, you want to be knowledgeable about whatever it is that you're trying to start and not go in blindly, because That's just not smart in the age of information that we live in. Everything that you could be thinking about or need information about is out there if you're willing to look. Now, I just want to say a little caveat though. Don't use this research step as an excuse for you not to move forward or as a way to procrastinate, or don't let it make you overthink, because a little bit of ignorance is bliss when it comes to starting something new. I've heard a lot of people say this, that if they knew everything that they know now about the business that they started or the industry that they went into, they would have not done it because it would have just been too overwhelming. So don't let research or other people's anecdotes sway you or overwhelm you. Just take it all as information so you can be as prepared as you can be, but don't let it stop you. Just let it give you a solid foundation. Hey, real quick, I'm so glad you made it to this part of the video where I get to ask you, hey, let's make it official. Go ahead, subscribe, join the tribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. This channel is all about leveling up, living on purpose, glowing up in all areas like fashion, beauty. We also talk about food and travel. So if this is your vibe, go ahead, subscribe, and join the tribe. All right, let's get back to today's topic. Step number 4 is make a plan. Repeat after me. If you fail to plan, plan to fail. Set some SMART goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Everything needs a deadline. Otherwise, it'll just take you forever to do it. There's this scientific thing, you can Google it, that says that whatever time you allow for a specific task to get done, it's gonna take that long. So if you give it an hour, it's gonna take an hour. If you give it 10 minutes, it's gonna take 10 minutes, because the time constraints will help you cut the fat, remove what's not needed, and also will help you just be more efficient. So make sure you have a deadline for everything, that you set SMART goals, and that you also have a system. After setting goals, you don't just go haphazardly after your goals. You have to have systems, whether it's routines, apps, or checklists that you use. I did a video all about setting a routine and how to build a routine. So if you need help with that, I'll go ahead and link it. I also want to say that if you have a goal that seems too overwhelming, it just seems too big, or your time frame for it is like 3 years, it's too high of a goal in terms of where it is for the short term. You need to break it down into smaller goals that you can do over time in order to reach that bigger goal. So you set your goals, but make sure that they are short term in terms of how you're going to accomplish this over time, so that you don't get overwhelmed or you feel like, oh, I'm still working towards this 3-year goal and it's my only goal. No. You need something for today, you need something for this week, something for next week, something for 2 months from now, so that in 3 years you can look back and say, oh, I've made it to this goal. You also can use some hacks like the Pomodoro technique, which is a way of working. I'll put a link below so I can explain what it is, but it's basically you work 25, okay, no link. You work 25 minutes, break for 5, work 25 minutes, break for 5, and then I think at your 3rd or your 4th 25 minutes, you get like a 15-minute break. And basically everybody can focus for 20 minutes. That's the premise behind it. So it should be no problem for you to be able to just have a focused 25 minutes of work. No distractions, no phone calls, no emails, no nothing. Do not disturb. Turn her on and just focus on work. And then during your 5-minute break, if you need to see if the world has fallen apart while you were focusing, you can look at it for those 5 minutes and then go straight back to work. You can also do habit stacking. So that's when you choose a habit that will go really well with another habit and stack them on top of each other so they happen at the same time. Like, let's say driving and listening to audiobooks is a great habit stack. You can also color block. That's my fashion seeping through here. You can calendar block, and that is basically picking big chunks of time throughout your week to do specific tasks so you can benefit from the momentum that you get from batching things together. So if you do a lot of writing or a lot of editing or a lot of phone calls, is batching them all at the same time during the week so that you can use that same part of your brain, use the momentum from doing the same repetitive task all at the same time. If you need some free apps for your productivity, I have a video of free productivity apps that I use, that I found helpful, that have been chef's kiss for my productivity, so I'll be sure to link it below and also link it here for you. Step 5 is take action. You want to act as soon as you can and adjust accordingly. You're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna get everything perfect at the first go, and also you're never gonna know everything that you need to know until you actually start doing things. Is this weird thing, I'm not in charge of it, you know, it just is what it is. And if you've ever started something in your life, you'll attest to this, that you never start when you're fully ready. It's always as you make mistakes, as you have wins, as things work, things don't work, you try, error. That's how you develop and you're able to finally get to your goal. But it's never like this linear path. It's never just straight shot. It's really, I act, adjust. Act, adjust, act, adjust. It's also really important in that rhythm to fail quickly and get acquainted with failure. Don't make it your best friend per se, but don't let it be a stranger, because failure is inevitable. Big failure, small failure, little mistakes here and there, they're inevitable, so just expect them. It's okay. You're gonna make mistakes, but what you are going to do is that you're gonna fail forward. You're not gonna let it be a setback in your life. You're gonna use it, and you're also gonna do it quickly. The quicker you can fail and move on, get back up and do better the next time, the better. All you can do is prioritize consistency and focus on what you can control. Lastly, make sure you evaluate your progress and your strategies, because you always want to look back so you can look forward. You don't want to look back to stay stuck, but you do want to look back at what works, what didn't work, so you can adjust, like I said before, and move forward with more success. Oof, I know I talked about failures in this step, and some of you perfectionists are not liking it right now. So I did a video all about perfectionism to help you overcome it. I'll link it so that you can check it out as well. Let's keep going. Step number 6, prioritize self-care. Work hard, but play hard too. And by play, I mean taking care of yourself. You want to make sure that you rest. Rest is a human right, and you cannot keep going forever. I don't like the expression, oh, I can sleep when I'm dead. No, 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 no. If you don't sleep, you will be dead. So make sure you get enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours, especially for women. Look it up. Women need more sleep than men. So see what works for you and your circadian rhythm. Maybe do on a weekend, if you're able to do a test and see when your body naturally wants to go to sleep and when it naturally wants to wake up. So you can kind of figure out, okay, how many hours do I actually need myself? Because we hear 8 hours, all of that, but we're all a little bit different. So figure out for yourself how many hours you need to feel well rested, because when you're well rested, you make better decisions, you make less mistakes, you're able to be sharper when you're doing things, even if what you're trying to do is manual in any way, or if there's production involved or videos, so you have to bring a good energy. Then also you want to be mindful that you're taking care of yourself, because if you don't work, nothing works. So you are priority number 1. Not the goal, not the business, the hobby, the content. You are number 1. So make sure that you take care of you. If it's bubble baths, if it's brunches, if it's matcha lattes, if it's walking, taking time to spend with your friends, your family, whatever it is that fuels you, that fills your cup, make sure you prioritize it. Get it on the schedule. I don't know about you, but for me, if it's not on the schedule, it's not happening. So making sure that you schedule it, that you make time for it in the busyness of life. Life has a way. If you let it, it will run away with you. Life will always tell you this is more important, that's more important, that's more important, until your body says no more. And I want you to do this in the most sustainable way possible. And that includes making sure you take really, really good care of yourself, okay? Promise me, pinky promise, okay? If you're enjoying this video so far, give it a thumbs up, a little likey like. I will love you long time. Step number 7 is to stay motivated. I know motivation is a little bit controversial, because you can't just run a motivation. You need to just run on consistency, discipline, and your systems. But a little motivation ain't never hurt nobody. So staying motivated by celebrating your wins, that's something that I've been working on because it's not natural for me, but stopping to celebrate the things that went well, your wins, maybe giving yourself a little treat or a little reward whenever you do something to keep you going, and also making sure that you keep that momentum. And then you really want to, going back to setting goals and everything, to set motivating milestones. Milestones that just seeing the milestone is like, ooh, I'm gonna get there. Ooh, I'm gonna get you. Make sure that you find ways to keep yourself motivated. Before I let you go, you know I have to give you some next steps. First thing you're gonna do is determine what you wanna start. You can comment it below if you feel comfortable sharing it with us so we can cheer you on, so we can support your business or your idea. We'd love to be there and like in your little community cheering you on so you can start whatever it is that you feel in your heart that you're supposed to. Then you're going to go through this process step by step. Don't skip any steps. Just go through the process so that you can get started. Number 3, you're gonna set a start date. You have to give yourself a hard deadline to begin and abide by it come hell or high water. That's what I did with my YouTube. I set a date and I said I'm starting on that day, come hell or high water. There will be a video on YouTube, and that's what I did, and it helped jumpstart my journey. 4, you're going to take action and adjust along the way. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, little likey likes. Also connect with me on social media at Conscious and Chic everywhere. Would love to make your acquaintance and be friends. I want to invite you to watch this video next. It's all about being disciplined and consistent, which is the key word of the year, and to help you enter your disciplined girl or your disciplined boy era. So check out that video, and until my next video, remember to stay conscious and chic. Bye.